What is going on, guys? Toilet here. You know what it is. We are back with another episode of Satisfactory, where power sharp production is schmovin', but the power's not groovin'. But we are going to fix that in this episode. Yes, in this video, we are going to continue our plan to bring more power to my world and make almost 73,000 extra megawatt. And to do that, we are going to be using ionized fuel. And to make ionized fuel, we need power shard production, which we happily completed last episode. And after letting the factory run for probably way too long, we have more than enough power shards to get started and get this thing running. Both of these towers of industrial storage containers are full of power shards, so we have plenty, and all the machines are backing up, so we have some extra. I was planning on turning this machine off while I build this, but because all the machines are backing up, the power consumption should go down. If need be, though, I will shut off this entire factory just so we can get a little extra oomph because of all the machines that we have to build for this. Now, for this build, we need both ionized fuel and we need rocket fuel. To get rocket fuel, easy peasy, we already have the stuff for it. And then for packaged ionized fuel, we do need packaged rocket fuel. But luckily, with what I have planned, we can get the rocket fuel, start up the power, and then just get some packaged fuel. Oh my god. Packaged rocket fuel to then unlock packaged ionized fuel and packaged ionized fuel to then complete the build. So let's go take a look at my favorite program in the world, Satisfactory Modeler. All right, here was the plan from last episode. We got all that completed. This right here is the plan for the power. And as you can see over here with this, we are making 72,837.5 megawatts, which is incredible. So let's quickly go over this. For this factory, for all the power, we need water, we need some oil, we need a full node of coal and sulfur, and then some iron. That will go into regular turbo fuel, which we have made in the past. And the iron will go with nitrogen gas to make the nitric acid. Blend those two together in some nice blenders, and you have your rocket fuel. Most of that rocket fuel is going to go towards rocket fuel generators. The rest of that is going to mix with the 25 power shards in 10 refineries to make the ionized fuel. And then that ionized fuel will go into both a packager and the rest of the fuel generators. Now, I might move this down to 1 and leave that at 42 because once this fills up enough and I get enough of those and like into storage, I won't need this all the time. So I figured I'd just put that into storage and grab it when I need it. Both the rocket fuel and the ionized fuel make compacted coal when generated. And all that compacted coal is actually going to go to coal generator. That way we have just a little bitty, look at that, only almost 2,000 more power, but that's completely fine. So we don't have any wasted product. That is the plan. And yes, these are all overclocked, because obviously we have the power shards for it now. If we did not overclock these, you would need 204 generators. I'm not doing that. Now, always, location is super important. I do not want to bring any of these over by train. So I needed to find somewhere that is easily accessible for oil, coal, sulfur, and a little bit of iron. And I have the perfect spot right here. We have a normal coal node and a normal sulfur node right here, as well as a nitrogen gas pit. Amazing. And honestly, there is so much iron in the world right now that I can honestly just yoink this one. I won't need the full, honestly, I might just miner Mach 1 that, you know? Don't need all of that. Now the oil, as you can see, there's this oil node down here. There is this oil node right in the center. And then there's all this oil here. But this oil right here is being used in my computer factory to power all the fuel generators in the ring. But luckily, there are 3 of the exact same nodes over to the right side of the factory. It's a little farther away, but for the build, I can just pump it all the way over to the build to replace that and then use this oil for the power. Amazing. Easy peasy. I think the first step while I am over here is to get the oil pumped over from all the way over there to all the way over here. And that should be super easy. And boom goes the dynamite. All right, cool. Oil is taken care of. Since the majority of the materials are in this corner, I am going to build it, I want to say in between these two rocks here or just here, between that and that, depending on how long this actually is. Because for this build, I want to do something different than I've done in the past. My last two fuel generator plants are both circles. So this time we're not doing a circle. For this one, I want to do kind of like a cascading, upscaling. Cascading is down. Cascading like a stair design, you know? Kind of like, hold on. Kind of like this, right? You know, stairs. And then each row will have a certain amount of fuel generators. And at the tippy top, we'll have all of the blenders and refineries, and all the fuel can just trickle down to the bottom. And I have my blueprint designer here because I want this to kind of be modular, kind of, just like that. And with that, I could just layer them right next to each other, connect them all up, and it'll be easy peasy. For now, we just got to go over there and build the platforms for it. Okay, I can already tell I do not think that is long enough. Oh, look at that. I'm just barely going to miss the rock. That is awesome. That is perfect. Oh, you know what? I was going to do this a little differently. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. This is going to go up some more. I think that's going up 4. Kind of like that. Yeah. I think that'll look good. And I think with that, I can actually extend it past that way with how I'm doing the up, because I feel like it'll clear the rock in time. All right, and after some messing around, I think I'm gonna go with this L shape here. I think this L shape looks a lot cooler, and I don't have to worry about extending the foundations out super far. And that way I have this cool little design here. It's not gonna be this, you know, material. It's just temporary. And my refineries sit perfectly on top. I needed exactly 10 for this. And so this will just make it easier for me to do the piping and everything when I need to. And then some production can just go on down below in this space here and below the fuel power generators. I also grabbed my zip line so I can get around easier and in a more fun way. Whee! I missed. But now, since I have that all laid out, I can go ahead and just slap in all of the fuel generators. Alrighty, we got all the generators we need for this build, and I color coded them. So the ones here on the bottom is for the ionized fuel. All of these nice lighter green ones, like little pastel yellows. And then up here, the pastel red ones are going to be for the rocket fuel. Now, after I built those, I was starting to plan out in my head where I want everything else, since we are kind of working backwards on this. And to make the rocket fuel, I need 12.5 blenders. But while I was building this, I noticed that this slant here, this little middle slant, is kind of plain. Now, I could just spruce it up in the future with some decorations, but because I want to display some of the blenders, Infinite Nudge makes it so I can turn the blender on its side, just like that. And if I do just like little itty bitty teeny weeny like that, and kind of get it lined up with this as best as possible, and then just push it in like that, there we go. Everything is... you can't really see anything but the blender itself, and I can just place it like that. Look at that, and you can see the liquid up at the top. And if you come around back to here, it may look weird, but you can still connect stuff and feed it. It's just gonna look a little strange, but it still works. Look at that, and it'll still feed in and everything, which is perfect. The main problem with this, though, is that because of how big these are, they can't really go super close together. So I can't fit 12.5 on this square. But you know how many I can fit? 5. I don't know why that was such an epic reveal. And guess how many I need if I fully overclock all of these? That's right, 5. It just works out perfectly. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think it's a 3 line up the middle and then 2 on the sides. And I think that is the max that I can fit. And now, of course, the backside won't really be seen, so ow. Now, the blenders make the rocket fuel, which go to all of these, and then also 10 refineries to make the ionized fuel. And for that, I think I'm going to hide those refineries. I think I could just scoot this back and hide refineries back there. Oh, wait, no, I have the 10 refineries literally right here for this reason. That's what these refineries are for. Never mind. I'm a big silly goose. I need 40 refineries to then make the turbo fuel. And these can honestly just fit right up here. Alongside these, I can put 20 on this side and 20 on this side. That way everything is even spread. Alrighty, so 5 blenders going in place. Bam, 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 bam. And those look super sick. They're going to look even better when they're turned on and I decorate a little bit, but that looks awesome. I think this is the first time we're actually using not straight builds. And now I think it's time to do the refineries for the turbo fuel. 1, 17, 18, 19. Oh my goodness. 20. That is the perfect amount of space for 20 refineries. All right, now I got to place 20 more refineries on the other side. Just like that. Those turbo fuel refineries will go down into all of those blenders there. And then the blenders will distribute it as they go, as well as send some up to the top to get mixed for nitric acid, nitrogen fuel, whatever we're working, ionized fuel. That is what it is. So now comes the fun part, because now we need 9 blenders for the fuel, 24 manufacturers for the compacted coal, and we still have to figure out the nitric acid. Now, it would be really nice to display the 9 blenders somehow for all of these. And luckily, there is a perfect way to do that. Just split it 4 and 4, and then just overclock 2 of them by 0.25. That way we got that even amount. All right, we're moving right along. We need 4 blenders over here and 4 blenders over here. Alrighty, so for the blenders, I did something a little different than I thought I was going to do. My original plan was to stack the blenders on top of the refineries here, but I couldn't get that to look good, even if I removed some of these to make it only 10 and 10, and then try to put it on top. It's just the weird shape of refineries. It just didn't work out the way I planned. So instead, I did this cool little extension here. As you can see, this is the oh no, the blenders will sit on top of this, making the fuel, and the fuel will go down into those refineries here, making the turbo fuel. For the fuel, they need heavy oil residue and water. Water's super easy. We have water over there. We have water over there. We can just pipe it up and shove it into here. The heavy oil residue is different because I need that from the oil, and the oil is coming from over there all the way over. And I need about 12 refineries to process the oil. So I think the 12 refineries are going, you can see the bottom of the blenders here. I think the refineries are going to go down here. I might put some on this side, some on that side. I don't want it to go up super high. I only want to use not a lot of pumps. I just got to figure all that out. That should be super easy, honestly. It's just all going to be down here. And, it should be easy. Should be. And easy it was not. It was not easy one bit. This whole system is very complicated, but I hope I did it correctly. Let's start down here. Now, this is going to be mirrored on that side as well. We have 6 assemblers on either side of these refineries making the compacted coal. These refineries are making heavy oil residue and poly resin. The heavy oil residue will go up to the blenders, hopefully, to then make the regular fuel. The regular fuel will travel down here and be combined with the compacted coal to make turbo fuel. The turbo fuel then comes to this fluid buffer and is then routed down into this first top red pipe there. And the other one on that side is combining with it. And all of them are coming through here, coming through the wall and coming down to make the rocket fuel. The rocket fuel is also being made with nitric acid, which are these blenders right here. All of these will be delivered at some point. And then once the rocket fuel is made, it is then piped out. I know this is copper and this is gold. We're following the gold lines. Rocket fuel all comes through these gold lines, gets pumped up to here, and hopefully spreads its way out to the 2 rows of fuel generators, as well as some of it hopefully being evened out, coming down to this pipe, being pumped all the way up to here into this fluid buffer, which is then being dispersed to make the ionized fuel. along with the power shards, which I have yet to belt over because I have an idea for that. And then the ionized fuel is then being pumped into these nice neon yellow greenish pipes and delivered all the way through there. Whew. Easy peasy. Not really, but you know, we fake it till we make it. No, this took me so long, and I don't even know if it'll work because yeah, there's so many moving parts. I got to get the water and then the gas, and then I have just this little setup over here to make iron plates for all the, you know, all that jazz. And I still need to bring over power shards. Now, I was going to just make a train delivering power shards to, you know, here, but I thought I don't want to build a sky station and kind of ruin this vibe. I could bring a train down and behind it, but that'll, you know, be a whole station. So I thought, why not just belt I can't even say this with straight face. What if I just belt the power shards all the way down and all the way over here, down this, and then just underneath into there. Just one long belt. I think that'll work out perfectly. I just got to duplicate this assembler setup over on the other side. Then I got to get everything hooked up. I got to get both the coal and the sulfur. I got to go get all of these things, nitrogen gas, water, and iron ore, which shouldn't be a problem. Then I have to power everything up. And then I have to hope that it all runs good. Okay, let's start getting everything belted over. That'll be interesting. Okay, ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And bam. All right, I know it looks like nothing has changed, but I have everything hooked up to where it needs to be. And let me show you the back side of this, because that is where all the action happens. It's all business in the front and a party in the back. So I got all the sulfur and coal. I got the oil over for the polymer resin and heavy oil residue. I also brought a iron node over from right below the base. Actually, ignore all this. This is, I know it's kind of a waste of a pure node, but in the future I can just yoink some of this and send it off somewhere else because I really don't need that much. It's just all of these, and these two are all pures. So I was like, hey, might as well use them. And by far, my most favorite and most nerve-wracking part is all the water coming up. Right now I only have 2 machines going. I only need 600. I also brought over the nitrogen gas for these blenders back here, these hidden blenders making the nitric acid. And yeah, I think that completes all of the hooking up necessary. So now the final thing to do is unlock everything. That way we can turn everything on and get it running, I hope. We go to sulfur, we go down to rocket fuel and start the research. Ba-bam. Ada, I missed you so much.
Rocket fuel unlocked. Pioneers will be able to use rocket fuel in the fuel generator and any vehicle that uses fuel, including the jetpack, with appropriate results. Warning. Mixing rocket fuel into coffee does not enhance its energizing effect.
I think that's a lie. All right, so funny enough, the only things that needs to be changed to rocket fuel is these 5 blenders right here. Rocket fuel. Boom. I also made sure to belt all of the extra compacted coal into an awesome sink for now, because I am not going to worry about building the coal generators at the moment. That can be for later on. I just want to get this space up and running. There we go. The next thing we need to do is unlock none other than ionized fuel. Now, ionized fuel, I need more power shards. I need 200 packaged rocket fuel, and I need a hard drive. Oh, and by the way, I don't know how well you guys can see this, the Mach 6 belt that's going across. You can kind of see it right there. Yeah, that has all of my power shards on it. I think the power shard factory is down for the time being, but let's see. Can I buy? I know I can buy power shards. Oh, I could buy packaged rocket fuel. Let's go. Okay, I gotta go get tickets and I gotta go turn on my rocket fuel. That's so far away. I gotta go turn on my power shard factory and I gotta grab some tickets while I'm at it. Let's go do that real quick. Cool transition. Okay, so my first question is why is this turned off? Is my question. Oh wait, it's because it's backed up. Oh, maybe I was just too far away to see it. I was. Okay, so yeah, see this line is going all the way to my factory. All right, let's stop mucking about. Let's go. Whoa, whoa. Let's go get some of my tickets. Where would my tickets be in this world? Up in the hub. Okay, I know exactly where it is. All right. Ooh, oh my God. Okay, so in this one, yes, all of me tickets. All right, so what do I need? I gotta add it to my to-do list right there. 200 packaged rocket fuel and 1 hard drive. All right, bet. Easy peasy. Let's go. Let's get it. Packaged rocket fuel, you get 100 for 6. Easy. Add 2 of those. Easy. Equipment. I thought for some reason you could buy hard. You can. It's 100 tickets. Don't care. Add to cart. All right, and buy all. Let's go. Ooh yeah. All right, easy peasy. And listen. I know, but I have plenty of tickets left over. I have a whole stack of 500 and I have 663 tickets. Okay. I think I could spare a fuel for this. Start the research.
Ionized fuel unlocked. The origin story of this extremely efficient type of fuel was so fascinating it resulted into a new joke. I will tell the most popular version. A cow, power slug, and rocket scientist walk into a bar. The rocket scientist wants a milkshake, and so transportation was forever changed. Any historical inaccuracies have been removed by the Fix-It Department of Historical Reinterpretation.
What? Oh my God, that's awesome. Also, I still had 15 hard drives left over. Basically wasting my tickets. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. We scroll down here now. Booyah, package ionized fuel. You get 100 for 8. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500. I mean, come on. You can't not do that. All right, so let's see the difference real quick. This is regular rocket fuel, and this is ionized. Whoa, that is a huge difference. I don't know if you guys can tell how big a difference that is, but that is a huge difference. Okay, now the ionized fuel goes to those 10 generators up there. Whereas ionized fuel, there it is. Yep, and then we just copy and, oh my God, paste it all in here. Okay, so how I think I want to do this is I'm actually going to disconnect this line and let this fill up with the fuel first. And then once that all fills up, we can then connect that and that can all go through. Alrighty, this is the moment that I have been waiting for a while. Time to see if everything works perfectly. And it all starts by connecting this guy to this guy. Boom. Alrighty, we got some yellow. We got a lot of yellows, which is good, which means they're working. We got to first check on all of this stuff under here. Hold on one sec. Here, yes, okay. Compacted coal is getting mixed with fuel, which should be coming from these blenders, which I need heavy oil residue from, which is coming from... Oh, I forgot to pump these. Oopsies. Okay, alrighty. We're getting some fuel. Yup. Getting some fuel going. Okay, these are getting green. Got some turbo fuel coming in, and then that'll go out into the room of pain is what I'm calling this. The turbo fuel is going into these blenders, hopefully soon. Yes, turbo fuel. Should be getting some nitric acid as well. What are we missing from here? We're missing the water. Brick. Also missing iron plates. Where are my iron? Oh, I didn't hook up the iron plates. Oh, I'm such a goofy goober. What? Oh, Lamau. That'll help. Okay, we got water for the blenders, baby. We are also having a little bit of water issues over on this side. Trying to get water pumped up here is not an easy task, I'm not gonna lie. Fluids in this game are one of the most trickiest things I've ever had to work with, and it is beyond annoying to work with fluids in this game. Oh, we're starting to make stuff. Oh my goodness, we're starting to make stuff. No way. We're starting to, oh, let's go. Starting to make the rocket fuel. And then the rocket fuel goes out there. Okay. Oh my God, I just saw that. Look at that. Look. Oh, that looks so cool. And we're starting up. Look at that. Holy, we're actually starting to get some on and running. It's just going to take a while. Oh my God, that is awesome. How are these doing over here? Not so good. Why are my blenders over here not working? Is it because of the water? Why are we not pumping up the jam? Is it because this is too much head lift? Do I need another pump? And eventually this should be filling as well, right? Yes, we are filling with rocket fuel. That's what I wanted. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go let this cook for a little bit, try to troubleshoot some issues, and I'll come back in a little bit and we can, you know, assess the damage, assess what's going on. All right, so I've been letting this run for a bit, and I think the only problem we are having is these blenders getting the water from down below, because of just how I have everything hooked up down there. It's a whole thing that I don't feel like messing with right now. But as you can see, a lot of our generators are up and running. I think, are they all running? Oh no, it's just like the end ones are running a little bit. But if you look at that. We have reached our max cons capacity. And this is just with the rocket fuel generators. We are at 86,000 megawatts. I did also notice, I didn't notice this at first, but look, when these things are running, look at that. That looks so cool on the sides of the building like that. I'm so glad those work. But the moment we have all been waiting for, my golden fat boy over here, full to the brim of rocket fuel. And all we have to do now is connect this up just like that. And these refineries should be pumping. First refinery's on, making the ionized fuel. Slow and steady wins the race. And ionized fuel is going to start flowing down into all of these machines here. We're getting a little bit. Okay. Oh my God, look. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, I might have to change the color of these pipes. That is so cool. Does it glow at night? Oh my God, it does glow. Oh, we're gonna have to change that. Oh, we're gonna have to change that pipe color to something else. Maybe like a black. Hold on. Look at that. That looks so cool. I think I'm gonna change all that to black just so we can see it glowing. We are now not running on battery power. And what's cool about these is they're not even overclocked yet. I need to overclock all of these. So once all these start getting full, I can just start overclocking them. See, like this is at 50. I can overclock this if I want. I don't know why my max cons are freaking out. I guess we could start overclocking some of the ones that have the 50 in them. We just boop. Oh my God, a bunch of them are turning off. Oh no. Undo for now, undo for now. I have to get this water thing figured out before I can fully overclock all of these. I need everything working at 100%. Okay. So time to go figure out this water issue. Alrighty, my problems have been fixed and now everything is getting the correct amount of water. And it's because of these little guys right here. Big shout out to Kibitz. He talked about how there's this thing in Satisfactory where if you bring water up and feed it into a line, that line will basically take that head lift through the rest of the thing. So you literally have one. He had like, I don't know, like 15 lines taking in just one from the head lift, and it just requires a few pumps to get the water up and down, and then the pipes are good. As long as that is higher than where your water's going, no problemo. So now these blenders are now working so much better. And then when I fixed that, I was confused because some of these refineries were still on yellow, and it's because they were full of turbo fuel. Now I was like, the only way they'd be backed up on turbo fuel is if this wasn't working, but this was full. I just realized that I didn't overclock these. I needed to overclock all 5 blenders, which I did. And now we are chugging along. It seems to me that this valve system is working. These are working at 100. It's just the end ones basically that are giving me the hooplas because it's just not flowing that good. But looking at this, because these are not overclocked, everything does seem to be working. All right, so while everything balances out, I think it's time to decorate, or at least start trying to decorate. I don't know how I'm going to decorate this to make it look better. I just need to like cover up the backside, honestly, even though it's never really going to be seen. All right, finished product in 3, 2, 1. All righty. So finished product. It's a product. I went with a little something different for this design. I decided to go with the nice gold accent color and gold accents all around, wrapping around. And I tried to add some depth and everything down there. Decorating factories is definitely not one of my strong suits. And, you know, I just kind of ran out of ideas for this. So this is what it looks like. I mean, it looks good. I think it looks really good. You know, there's definitely more I could add. And if you have suggestions, just put it down in the comments, whatever. But everything is now flowing perfectly. We are now at 148, or I guess 149,000 megawatts, holding steady up here. Incredible. And the max consumption is only about halfway, which isn't great, but it's better than running out. You know what I mean? It's better than nothing. And yes, everything is fully overclocked. And if I really, really, really wanted to, I can always expand this to get all the compacted coal and get a little itty bitty more power if I wanted to. But for now, I think that'll be good. And I think this is the first time I didn't use any neon. Oh, whoopsies. This is the first time I didn't use any neon lights in one of my builds. In my other builds, you know, I added neon lights. Maybe I'll add some in the future, but for now, at night, this is what it looks like. Nothing too special. I might try to light it up later on, but I like the main glow is coming from the pipes carrying the ionized fuel. Whoa, it is pretty. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, outro time. Here we go. Time to pose up. Alrighty, everyone, that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe ring that bell if you wanted to share with friends. All up to you. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.